finally get back around to this. This was stuck in here for a while. So I wanted Carl Urban in this new Mortal Kombat movie. Before that first movie came out, when I very first heard it was in production and shit, and I heard that they found a director for it, my immediate reaction was, I want to see Carl Urban play Kano. Not expecting it, but if they would have done it, I thought it would have been a good idea. The accent, the attitude, he matches Kano to a fucking T. And if you want, Kano, even though he's a dark anti-hero, he's not really an anti-hero, but fans kind of like Kano, you know what I mean? Like, Kano has that fan base. But you can't tell me that Carl Urban as Kano doesn't sound better than Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. Think about the characters, Kano and Johnny Cage. Then think about the characteristics that you've seen from Carl Urban throughout any project he's been a part of, and tell me one thing that suits him to play Johnny Cage better than Kano. I like the Kano that they got in that they had in that first Mortal Kombat movie from 2021. I don't think he's better than the guy that played Kano from the 1998 movie, looks wise and vibe wise, but it was still, in my opinion, a great interpretation of the character. If not a great interpretation, he definitely had that snarky, smart-ass version of Kano down. We know Kano to be a traitor. Not even a traitor. We know Kano to be a straight-up villain, and he has misled the good guys in the past and shit. But it's not like, he made that a habit and, was just like, he was their buddy or some shit first like that. So I feel like that movie kind of went the cartoonish route almost. And I'm not even saying that Carl Urban couldn't pull those moments off as well, because he very well would have. But if I could go back and rewrite that first movie and erase that first movie, the first thing I would change, it would be, I would put Carl Urban as Kano. And that in turn kind of changes the way you write for that character, because you're dealing with a more serious actor, not in terms of like assholes, but in terms of like talent wise and shit. So yeah, you could have him be a smart ass and have him be jokey and shit. But when you really need Kano to be the villain, he'd be able to pull that shit off perfectly. As it stands right now, before the movie comes out, I just do not see him as Johnny Cage. What I've seen from that first movie gives me confidence that the writers or directors knows how to pull off Johnny Cage well. Because if they knew the lore better, Johnny Cage would have been part of that first movie, and you would have maybe saved Goro or even Sub-Zero for the second movie, or Scorpion. Those are the characters that you save for the second movie, because if anything else, those characters like Sub-Zero and Scorpion are worldwide